Good evening, our beloved viewers. You are watching our live RTD channel. Welcome to this 9 p.m. English news edition. Here are the major stories. The high-level Djiboutian parliamentary delegation, led by the President of the National Assembly, Mr. Dileita Mohamed Dileita, participated in the work of Parliamentary Assembly of Francophonie in Congo-Brazzaville. The accompanying parliamentary delegation include Omar Abdallah, a member of the Francophonie African Parliament of Djibouti, and Ms. Obah Abdallah Almi, also a member of the Union. Upon their arrival at Maya International Airport, the delegation was warmly welcomed by the Speaker of the National Assembly of Congo. The opening session of the conference was held at the Palace of the Parliament in Brazzaville, the seat of the National Assembly of Congo, and was attended by several delegations from member states of the Parliamentary Assembly of the Francophonie. The President of the National Assembly delivered on this occasion highlight the challenges facing parliamentary cooperation in the French-speaking world. The acting president of the National Assembly, Ms. Safia Elmi Jibril, received a high-level French parliamentary delegation in the reception hall at the National Parliament headquarters, headed by a member of the French National Assembly and the reporter of a defense committee, accompanied by the president of the French Djiboutian friendship groups. During this meeting, Ms. Safia Elmi Jibril, acting President of the National Assembly, addressed the historical relation between the Republic of Djibouti and the French Republic, noting that these distinguished relations are part of a multi-phase institutional partnership. This visit is part of a parliamentary mission for a dialogue and consultation, particularly regarding the draft law ratifying the new Defense Cooperation Treaty currently under the implementation by the French Parliament. It was this morning the acting President of the National Assembly, Ms. Safia Elmi, shared an expanded working session with the French delegation led by Ms. Anne, member of French National Assembly and reporter of the Defense Committee. This practical meeting allowed for in-depth discussion on the strategies, priorities of the bilateral partnership. The discussion will focus primarily on the prospect of ratifying the new Defense Cooperation Treaty currently under review by the French Parliament. This renewed framework for cooperation aimed to adapt existing legal instruments to contemporary security challenges while enhancing the integration of measures in the areas of defense and regional stability. The two parties express their shared desire to regular and structure parliamentary dialogue covering the priority areas of cooperation such as regional security, combating the systematic threat, and strengthening national capability, but also strengthening army forces as well as cyber security or national capability, resilience, and critical infrastructure. In her speech, the acting president of the National Assembly reaffirmed her commitment by ratifying the new Defense Cooperation Treaty. For more details, with our colleague Asha Abdillah.
C'est avec un réel plaisir que je prends la parole devant vous pour accueillir les membres de la délégation de l'Assemblée nationale française dans l'enceinte parlementaire de la République de Djibouti.
The first Vice President of the National Assembly and Acting President of the National Assembly, Safia Elmi Jibril, said that she was very pleased to welcome the members of the French National Assembly delegation to the Parliament of the Republic of Djibouti. She expressed on behalf of the President of the National Assembly, on behalf of the other parliamentarians, and in her own name, the great honor of opening this important meeting for both countries' national assemblies. She emphasized that the presence of the French parliamentarians reflected the strong and special relationship between the two nations and said that they were particularly proud of it. Over the years, she said, Djibouti and France had built a strong partnership based on shared history, common values, like peace, mutual respect, shared interest, and solidarity. The interim president of the National Assembly explained that this parliamentary meeting was an opportunity to exchange experiences, share best practices, and enrich each other's understanding of development and good governance. He pointed out that they will discuss important topics of common interest, for instance, peace and the bilateral diplomacy that connects Djibouti and France. She did not fail to welcome the friendship between the two parliaments, especially within the Franco-Djiboutian Friendship Group. She finally recalled that the new defense cooperation agreement between the two countries signed on July 24, 2024 by President Ismail Omar Guelleh and President Macron will replace the one signed on December 21, 2011.
Under the high patronage of the head of Public and Private Sector Affairs Department at the Ministry of Economic and Finance in charge of industry, a training workshop on public-private partnership was launched this morning at the People's Palace. The workshop was attended by officials from sectorial department responsible for managing the private and public partnership management. This workshop aimed to provide participants with an in-depth understanding of challenges and opportunities associated with the PPS, as well as the practical skills needed to build, negotiate, and manage this partnership. The opening ceremony was chaired by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Budget, Mr. Simon, and attended by Ms. Fatima Ahmed, Director General of the Private and Public Partnership Department unit in Djibouti. The following points were addressed: understanding the basic concept and introduction to the main concept of the public and private sector department on how they work. During the launch of the training workshop, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Budget expressed his satisfaction with the training workshop on managing and implementing public-private partnership project, and he also noted that the public-private partnership are an essential tool for increasing the investment areas. As part of its primary mandate of regular and oversight, the Ministry of Health, through the General Inspectorate of Health Service, launched this morning a large-scale inspection of the operating condition of health facilities, particularly pharmacies located throughout the country. The primary objective of this rigorous initiative is to ensure strict compliance and hygiene standards, as well as optimal condition for the storage and distribution of medicines. In accordance with the pharmaceutical legislation in force in the Republic of Djibouti, according to a predetermined schedule, team of inspectors were deployed to several pharmacies, medical practice clinic, and laboratories to verify their license and access to the health and technical condition under which these facilities operate. The Ministry of Islamic Affairs and Endowment holds an awareness meeting for Djiboutian pilgrims in preparation for the Hajj season as part of the ongoing preparation for the Hajj season for the year 1446. The Ministry of Islamic Affairs and Endowment organized an extensive awareness meeting this morning at the People's Palace. This meeting witnessed a significant turnout of Djiboutian pilgrims who will be performing the fifth pillars of Islam this year. The 2 days meeting include practical demonstrations stimulating the Hajj rituals, particularly the the turning the Kaaba, the aim was to provide pilgrims with the clear understanding of how the rituals are performed, as well as the formalizing them with the organization procedures within the holy site. As in previous year, the pilgrims will be accompanied by officials, Hajj delegation, which consists of several specialized committees operating under the supervision of the Supreme Hajj Committee. The scholars and preachers deliver a speech addressing the spiritual dimension. They emphasize the importance of this ritual in strengthening a relationship with God Almighty, and emphasize the need for pilgrims to be spiritually and psychologically prepared. They also explain how to maximize the benefit of this profound spiritual experience. The meeting was moderated by the Director of Islamic Affairs, Sheikh Ismail Hassan Roble, and attended by several ministries officials, a group of scholars and preachers, and members of various organizing committees. In his speech, the Director of Islamic Affairs, Sheikh Ismail Hassan Roble, emphasized the importance of this initiative in enhancing religious awareness among pilgrims, emphasizing the ministry's commitment to preparing them spiritually, physically, and to enable them to perform the ritual to the fullest. The Director of Islamic Affairs, Sheikh Ismail Hassan Roble, also emphasized the importance of comprehensive preparation for the Hajj season. He also emphasized that the ministry is making every effort to ensure that pilgrims perform their ritual safely and reassure, concluding his speech by calling on pilgrims to take advantage of this great opportunity to meet God Almighty with humility and sincerity. The military hospital, organized a conference on the cochlear implant, a major event dedicated to improve access to hearing care and supporting patients on their journey to a better quality of life. At the heart of this conference was patient support from diagnosis to surgery, followed by full hearing rehabilitation. This event together brought together medical experts, hearing specialists, and their families to discuss technological advance to the challenges they face and solutions to provide optimal care. A particular uh, moment of a conference was activation of the cochlear plant on three young patients by Dr. Abdi, medical lead, and a representative of the hearing solution, giving them the opportunity to hear fully for the first time. This is the first procedures of its kind in Djibouti and can now be performed here at the military hospital. In his speech, Dr. Abdi highlighted the commitment of the healthcare workers and authorities to develop a solution adapted to the need of patients which serve the hearing loss. He also added that this achievement marks a new phase for these children and their families as they see their horizons expand towards a future rich in sound and communication. In turn, the president of the University of Djibouti, Mr. Jama Mohammed Hassan, praised the commitment of healthcare workers and authorities to developing solutions adapted to the need of patients with severe hearing loss. The launching of the official polio campaign in Tajura region. Tajura Health District launched an intensive polio vaccination campaign targeting children under the age of 0 to 5. The official ceremony was held at Tajura Regional Hospital under the supervision of district chief physician, Dr. Dimbio, and in the presence of the deputy prefect of Tajura, This initiative is part of the national effort to prevent and control polio vaccination with technical and financial support from the World Health Organization and UNICEF. These partners play a critical and providing vaccine training team and monitoring vaccination coverage. The campaign will last for 5 days and involve several teams of vaccination and also register vaccinators distribute throughout the capital and the most remote areas in the region. Traditional leaders, religious leaders were also present at this event. In his speech, Dr. Dimbio commended in his intervention the commitment of communities and partners, reminding them that only collective mobilization will make it possible to eradicate polio once again and for all. Thanks to this synergy, the Tajora region hopes to achieve optimal vaccination coverage and protect its children sustainably. Following the official launch of polio campaign, health team comprised of vaccinators and record have been traveling throughout the city's various neighborhood and rural areas to reach all children under 0 to 5. This large-scale operation aimed to protect the youngest children against this disease with the zero children left behind. Supported by the World Health Organization and UNICEF, the campaign also relies on involvement of local communities. Tajora and religious leaders as well as associations play a central role in raising awareness among families. Thanks to this participatory approach, the teams are well received in homes, thus increasing the chance of a success of this crucial public health campaign. And now moving on to the regional scene, the UN Secretary General strongly condemned the killing of dozens of civilians in attack on the northern Darfur, Sudan. Among the victims were at least 9 staff from the International Relief Organization who were killed at a clinic in Zamzam camp where they were providing emergency care. This brings the number of aid workers killed in Sudan since the conflict began in April 2023 to more than 90. The Secretary General emphasized that the attack directed against civilians or committed the strictly prohibited under the international humanitarian law. And now moving on to the international scene, the World Health Organization warns on a childbirth condition in Gaza Strip. Detail with our colleague.
The World Health Organization shared serious concern about how women are giving birth in Gaza. They said mothers are giving birth in terrible conditions which put both their health and their babies' lives in danger. Since March 2nd, no commercial or humanitarian aid has been able to enter Gaza. Supplies like medicine, blood, and essential items for mothers and babies are running out quickly, according to aid workers. The needs are growing as fighting and bombings increase. Exploded weapons also make it hard to reach the areas most in need. On the ground, malnutrition is getting worse fast, and diseases that could normally be prevented are coming back. According to UNICEF, malnutrition, disease, and other preventable problems are expected to rise, putting more children's lives at risk. In just the past 3 weeks, over 390,000 people have been forced to move from their homes inside Gaza.
This is it for this edition. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful evening.